During their fourth meeting, they decided to meet at a hotel, and so their relationship was consummated. The affair went on for the next 3 months, and Lillian felt the happiest she's been in years. It all began with a notification from the Blue app. Lillian checked her notification casually to see what Facebook was notifying her on. "Hi" from an unknown stranger named Deji stared back at her. Out of mild curiosity, she clicked on his profile to see if he was someone she knew. "Nope," she muttered under her breath. "I don't know you." Lillian began to scroll through his profile to see who and what he was about. Not that a person's profile these days is an accurate representation of who they are, she thought to herself. Married, works with an NGO, a lecturer in Unilag, a Jesus lover. "What am I doing?" she said as she quickly closed the page and began scrolling through random Facebook reels. Her mind began to drift to the conversation she had earlier with her husband.
"Babe, when are you going to defend me in the presence of your sister? I'm tired of always being the doormat just so peace can reign. Baby, you've claimed to admonish her concerning her attitude, but her disrespect towards me whenever she's here is so glaring. Won't you defend your wife, even if it's just once?"
Please, you just have to keep enduring. All this will end someday.
"But how long must I endure all this? She's even turned the heart of your younger brother against me. I don't know what crime I've committed. No one in your family seems to like me. In fact, I'd rather we move to another area far from them. The fact that your siblings live so close to us and show up whenever they please, it's almost unbearable."
Lillian, you complain too much. Your nagging has become almost a daily thing. Look, babe, just bear their attitude for now. They will change.
Change? Change, you say? When and how? Look, we've been married 8 years now, and your attitude has grown worse. Would it be when I'm old and grey that they'll begin to treat me with the respect I'm entitled to? The kind every wife deserves in her own home?
Gozie, feeling frustrated, walks out of the room, leaving Lillian standing with disappointment. She felt hurt. This was always how the conversation concerning her in-laws' attitudes towards her ended, with him walking away, not willing to sort out the issue. Lillian also remembered a month ago, while they were having an argument over something which seemed rather trivial now. Her sister-in-law, who had suddenly come over and was let into the house by their 7-year-old son, suddenly burst into their bedroom. She began shouting, demanding to know what was going on, and even without waiting for a response, she faced Lillian with so much hatred in her eyes and said, "So you don't have any respect for your husband? I have always known you lacked manners. I heard your voice from the entrance. Why can't you humble yourself?" She remembered how stunned she was. She looked at Gozie, waiting for him to come to her aid, but he was mute, with a scowl on his face. Lillian could still see it all so clearly, how she turned to Auntie Ada, her sister-in-law, and shouted,
"Auntie, please, get out! You have no right barging into our room uninvited. You're just unbelievable. Please leave my room. You have no business interfering in whatsoever discussion my husband and I were having, regardless of our tone. This is our room, for Christ's sake, leave!"
But Auntie Ada looked at her and chuckled, with a wicked glint in her eyes. She remembered that moment when Auntie Ada said to her, "You will never be happy in this marriage, Lillian. You are not good enough for my brother. Always remember this." Lillian cried as she fell to the floor, and the feeling of rejection cloaked her like a heavy jacket.
"Oh my God, what have I done to deserve all this? Lord, help me. I don't think I can take this anymore."
At this moment, Lillian wished her parents were still alive because she really needed someone to talk to. She was an only child, and her parents had died in a car accident 2 years after her marriage. Being an introvert, Lillian didn't have close friends. Yes, she had church and business acquaintances, but none close enough to confide in. Moreover, Gozie had said while they were courting that he didn't like a woman who had lots of female friends. He disliked the drama that came with such relationships. She remembered him telling her that one of the reasons he was drawn to her was because of her introverted nature, but how she wished she had someone to talk to. Lillian suddenly remembered she had groceries to buy, so she pulled herself up, washed her face, applied a touch of coral lipstick, her favorite shade, fixed her hair and left the room. Her son Ikenna had asked if he could go with her, but she had told him no and planted a kiss on his forehead. She started down the street towards the mini mall at the entrance of the estate, only to be jolted by the ringing of her phone.
Hello?
Ma'am, I'm heading over to yours to get the goods for delivery.
I totally forgot we had deliveries today. How far out are you?
20 minutes, ma'am.
Okay, be on your way. Though I'm out to get groceries, but I'll be quick.
After ending the call, Lillian decided to board an estate shuttle rather than walk in a bid to get home before her delivery man. She got there, bought all she needed, and made it in good time back home. She knocked on the door, and her son Ikenna opened up for her when he heard her voice. Lillian had an online shoe store where she sold everything related to footwear. She quickly got the parcel ready and took them to the living room where the dispatch rider was already waiting. After concluding business with him, she returned to go indoors when she realized Auntie Ada was eating a bowl of rice and with what looked like her special chicken sauce she had made earlier this morning. Lillian stood still as she watched her tear out chunks from the chicken thigh. She looked like she was really enjoying it. Gozie looked at her but said nothing. Seeing that he won't still speak to her, she walked out, unloading her shopping bag and began preparing the evening meal. Hours later, she went in to lay on the bed and fell asleep, but was later woken up by Gozie, her husband.
Babe, wake up. I'm hungry.
Oh, I fell asleep. I'll go get your food now.
And off she went to the kitchen. She dished dinner for the three of them, Gozie, Ikenna, and herself, and dinner was done and dusted. She decided to discuss the day's events with her husband.
Babe, can we talk?
It depends. What do you want to talk about?
I'm not spoiling for a quarrel, but I'd like us to go over what happened today.
Oh, can't a man have peace again in his home?
Babe, I'm not trying to take your place. I'd like you to understand me, understand my heart.
Your heart? What has your heart got to do with anything? See, Lillian, I don't want a repeat of what transpired this afternoon. Let a man be, I beg.
Oh, really? So you don't want to talk about the way you walked out on me in the middle of our conversation? Okay then, let's talk about how your sister barged in on us in the privacy of our room last month and how you've avoided talking about it. Let's talk about how you chose to remain silent while she disrespected your wife. Really, Gozie, even if she were your mother, she'll still have no right to behave in such a manner.
Hey, don't bring my mother into this. Don't you dare insult her.
But who is insulting Mama? Gozie, don't you dare digress. The point still is you're a coward where your family is concerned, especially with Auntie Ada. It's gotten so bad that you constantly allow her to do whatever she likes here. She's even got the boldness to take food from my pot without my consent or acknowledgement. Where is my respect, Gozie? Where is my honor as a married woman? You know I don't have any issue with food, but I would like to be respected in my own home. Whenever your brothers are around, they take whatever they like from the kitchen. Even Ikenna snacks, Gozie, Ikenna snacks. And whenever I repeat all this to you, you wave it away by saying we'll replace them. If it wasn't that there's a lock on the storeroom, they would have gone in there to take whatever they like. Kai, Gozie, what's going on? Why can't you even put them in their place? Why are you scared of your siblings?
Lillian, you know I'm not one to hit a woman, but you are really pushing me to my limit. How dare you call me a coward? Are you alright? What is the issue with food? I said I will always replace whatever they take. Haba! That's it. This conversation is over. Don't bring it up again, or else.
Lillian, realizing that the conversation was going nowhere, she felt deflated. No matter how she tried, it was always the same outcome. His refusal to understand her. And because she didn't want him losing his cool and alerting the neighbors with his loud voice, Lillian stood up, took the dirty plates to the kitchen, came back and picked an already sleeping Ikenna to his bed for the night. She was scrolling through Instagram aimlessly when another Facebook notification popped in. She had a new message. Lillian opened it and saw a follow-up message from Deji.
You know it's considered rude when a beautiful lady opens up a message without responding.
And who the hell do you think you are to make such a statement? How dare you? Didn't you check my status and bio before sending the DM? I'm an online footwear vendor, and if you're not here to purchase shoes, then be gone.
Oh wow. Didn't you take the course on how to speak to a potential customer?
Lillian suddenly realized what she was doing, transferring her stormy emotions on a stranger who could literally be anybody, or like he said, her next big break business-wise. Lillian soon realized after further conversations that he wasn't placing any order, so she bid him good night and left the Blue app. Days turned into weeks, and things became intense between the couple. The warmth and the light that usually radiated through their home gradually came to a halt. Lillian found herself longing for the early years of a marriage, when they were all shades of happy. She made efforts to be playful and touchy with him, but was met with a cold and formal attitude. No matter how she tried, Gozie remained hardened. The only ray of light she experienced was with her son Ikenna, who seemed a bit oblivious to the drama at home. Lillian carried on with life as usual. The 2 months of coldness between them left her feeling lonely. One day, after settling in bed for the night, she opened up her phone and then remembered she had archived Deji's messages. She unarchived it, and a series of good morning, hellos, are you there, and 2 video reels filled the chats. She clicked on the first video and laughed out loudly, barely 20 seconds into it. It was a comedy skit by Brain Jotter, one of her faves. Without thinking, she responded with a laughing emoji before realizing who had sent the reel. Oh no, she muttered, and almost immediately Deji responded.
Finally, you're here. I thought something was wrong. Are you okay? It's been 2 months since you appeared on this side of the app. Did you like the videos?
Did I tell you I needed cheering up?
Come on, the situation of the country is hard enough as it is. And one must seize joy and happiness wherever one can. Anyways, how has your day been and how's the online business going? That reminds me, a colleague of mine was on the Jumia app yesterday searching for work shoes. I mentioned your business page to him, so you might be making some sales tomorrow. Just sure keep my commission up.
That's kind of you. Thank you.
So, is there anything about me you'd like to know?
No, there isn't. There isn't any need for that.
I understand. But you have nothing to worry about from me. I'm just trying to pass time before I sleep by chatting with whoever is willing to engage in harmless conversations.
What about your wife? I noticed your status says married.
Yes, I am. But she's in the UK for her PhD studies, but she's not really been having time to chat or talk lately.
Oh wow, that's got to be tough.
I try to be understanding because her success is for both of us, but it's really hard, you know. I'm just thankful that we don't have kids yet. It would have been harder on them.
I can't say I totally understand what you're going through, but I certainly can relate. The Lord is your strength.
Amen. What about you? Shouldn't you be with your husband? And what do you mean by you can relate?
Lillian quickly realized she had revealed too much and bid Deji good night. Over the weeks, Lillian found herself casually chatting with Deji about almost everything. She found his intelligence and sense of humor comforting. And even though their online friendship had lasted 3 months, she was very careful about catching feelings for him. Once it was 8 p.m., she stopped responding to his messages to keep a safe distance. One day, Lillian realized she didn't get any friendly messages from Deji for 2 straight days. She hoped he was alright and told herself he probably got a lot of work to do. The charity work he does at the NGO, combined with his lecturing, must be a lot, she thought. 4 days passed and still no online presence. Now Lillian began to worry. I hope he's okay, she thought. Now she really wished she had accepted to save his number when he suggested it. Day 5 came and Lillian realized she was extremely worried about Deji. Things with her husband and her had mended a little, but it wasn't like before. Deji's friendship made enduring her in-laws' behavior bearable. In fact, she realized she didn't even care much what they have been doing this past month. Deji had become her distraction. The morning of day 6 came and she awoke to a notification from Facebook. She didn't have the time to check because she had to prepare Ikena for school and also fix Gozie breakfast before he leaves for work. She made school runs and upon returning home, she saw Gozie had left for his office already. Suddenly, she remembered she hadn't gone online today. She opened her phone and her heart skipped a beat.
Good morning, dearest.
Finally, you're here. I was so worried about you. Are you okay? Where have you been?
I'm so sorry. My boss called for an emergency trip to the outskirts of Benue State and there was hardly any network. I kept wishing I had your number so I could send you an SMS explaining my absence. I'm so sorry I got you worried. But at least I'm happy now.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. I too regretted not saving your number, you know. So why are you happy?
Because I know you missed me a great deal.
Yes, I must confess, I did miss our conversations.
Lillian and Deji exchanged numbers and decided that a call would be better. They spoke for 2 hours straight, catching up on all they've missed in each other's lives these days. Deji would regularly call Lillian at the time they both agreed it was okay. Their friendship grew tight and more intimate over the next few weeks. And soon enough, Deji was begging for a physical meetup. Lillian was reluctant because of the dangers involved. She felt seeing him in person would make it all too real. Yes, she felt she loved him because he was all she thought about. After much pressure and confession of love from Deji, Lillian agreed to finally meet him. Their first meeting was at the Yellow Gate restaurant at Ikoyi, exactly 4 months after they started chatting. They met, had brunch, and their feelings for each other skyrocketed. They decided to meet once a week. They just couldn't do without seeing each other. During their 4th meeting, they decided to meet at a hotel, and so their relationship was consummated. The affair went on for the next 3 months, and Lillian felt the happiest she's been in years. Gozie had noticed the change in Lillian. He observed that she no longer complained about Auntie Ada and was always in a high spirits. On one of the days they met for their clandestine meetings, Lillian began to talk of the future, while Deji and Lillian laid cuddled up in bed.
Love, I've been thinking about us. You know meeting you wasn't planned. You also know I'm not one to go in search of male friends. In fact, I've never been with another since I got married till I met you. I know I tried really hard not to develop feelings for you. And if it weren't for the way the atmosphere of my home changed, I would never have allowed myself to chat with you. I know we both know that what we're doing is a terrible sin before God and my husband, but I can't help how I feel. You make me so happy. And when I'm not with you, everything seems dull. Do you think we can ever stop this? Stop being together? The guilt I feel despite my feelings for you weighs on my soul heavily. What do you think? What are your thoughts about us and our future?
Lillian, I don't know what to say concerning our future. All I know is I love you dearly, and being with you is the only thing I look forward to daily. Baby, let's just be let's not worry about tomorrow. Let's focus on the present, here and now. Let's take each day as it comes, okay?
Deji could feel her relax as the tension left her body. They stayed hugged up in a deep embrace for a while, each lost in their own thoughts. And when their time was up, they showered, dressed up and left the hotel room. Unknown to Lillian, Obina, Gozie's younger brother, was seated at the reception area, waiting for Lillian.